Hello, good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming. My talk is good, very brief. Just to introduce you, in fact, how many of the foreigners in Sabah. You see, if you look at the population of Sabah compared to Sarawak, this is how it is. Since 1960, we increased so much compared to Sarawak. RCI said Sarawak population increased. Sabah increase should parallel Sarawak's one, but it's not. Why? Because of the foreigners coming into Sabah since the 70s. So putting the graph is like that. The Sabah is the blue one. So you look at the increase in percentage, this is like that. The first decade, 70 to 2000. That's the time, 1970 to 2000. 3 times Sarawak. So we talk about Sabah only. How many Malaysians in Sabah? How many foreigners in Sabah? These are official figures. Official figures from the yearbook statistics of Malaysia, Sabah. There were no mention of how many foreigners in 1970 or 1980 in all the yearbooks of statistics. Only in 1991 they stated how many foreigners in Sabah. If you look into the district level in Sabah, where are the official figures of I'm talking about official figures of foreigners. You can see 1/3 of foreigners, the official figures in Sabah, they are in the East Coast. You look at Biruran down to Tawau, Kinabatangan, you look at Kinabatangan. Kuna, Kalabakan. You see, Kalabakan is created last few years ago, a different district. So the number is, they are, if no Kalabakan, that number is with Tawau. The one in the blue, also in the East Coast. The one in the red, the foreigners are more than the local. The one in the blue is almost near than 50% of the local. This is official figures only. So who are these non-Malaysian? You see, here, Malaysian and non-Malaysian. Who are they? According to the statistic figures, official one, if you have read the newspaper 2 days ago, Daily Express, it says 900,000 stateless. 2 days ago, Daily Express. And he quoted that paper 2 days ago, quoted 9,000 from the year about the 2010 figures. In fact, the so-called stateless on that newspaper, 900,000 in 2010, that was the figure for the foreigners in Sabah. But they are not all stateless. The official figure of stateless people in Sabah, I'll come back later on. So, undocumented foreigners, to me, now at least 2 million. Why I say that? You look into the past records about illegal people with the undocumented people. Even the late 90s already about 1 million. Just Filipino immigrants in Sabah, UMS. former UMS professor, Professor Dr. Azizah. And Opsnia, if you know, in the early 20 millennium, about 200,000 went back. That's their record, went back voluntarily, and 20,000 forced expatriation. See, by then, early 2000, there are already so many of them. This is without documents one. And there's a seminar IDS. This speaker said about 600,000 illegal immigrants in Sabah year 2000. This is about 20 years ago, 200,000. That's his finding. And the ambassador in Philippine ambassador in KL said this. Within 4 years, said the same thing about 500,000 illegal Filipino in Sabah. If that was more than 20 years ago, how many of them now? An Indonesian consulate in KK said, 2004, we have 250,000 illegal Indonesian in Sabah. So, with the official figures of foreigners in Sabah all those past decades, are they the true figures? These figures, foreigners in Sabah, they include documented foreigners. These figures are documented and undocumented foreigners figure. The documented foreigners include work permit foreigners with work permit and their descendants. Year 2010, this is the official figures. They're twice this policy came out. Wives and dependents of foreign workers with permit are not allowed to come into Sabah, but it's never implemented. That's why we've got so many dependents. That's already 500,000 of them, 2010. And then next, come to the other documented foreigners. IM-13 are meant for refugees from Philippines. Already 73,000 in 1984. The burung-burung, 320,000 in 1988. Burung-burung are for all foreigners without papers, excluding Filipino with IM-13 holders. Burung-burung are without the refugees. Burung-burung are all foreigners without papers. Don't get confused about that. It was done during PBS time together with IDS. IDS chairman then was Datuk Seri Jeffrey Ketingan. And then Sijil Banci, Federal Task Force on Refugees in Sabah and Labuan. They have many census. The second census, 2007, that's the time when they issued the certificate for Filipino refugees. For Filipino refugees without IMM-13 in 2007. And then there are PR granted to IM-13 holders. IM-13 holders, if they're holding that IM-13 for 15 years, they can apply for PR. But sadly, who gave the permission, who said yes? Only federal, without the knowledge of Sabah government. Because you know, PR in Sabah, you need CM approval, but not this PR to IM-13. So you look at these three documented foreigners. There are so many figures before, and look at 2016 figures. The 2016 figures. There are so many of them initially. After 20, 30 years, there should be 1.5, 1.6 million of them. Why in 2016 only that number? Where are the rest? Tonight is not a talk on IC given to the foreigners. The most of them, these are the source mostly of the Project IC citizens. But tonight is not on that topic. Then the stateless, a big topic in Sabah. Who are the stateless people? Children. To me, I divide into two sections. Sabahan, who are stateless, they are born without certificate. Or they are born with birth certificate, but parents got no marriage certificate. Or one parent undocumented, or both parents undocumented. They are Sabahan, adult, still undocumented. And sadly, a lot of illegitimate children out of wedlock, also stateless. For foreigners, the same thing. If they are IM13 holder, the children would be piggyback on their parents' IM13 papers. But if they have no marriage certificate, they couldn't do that. But majority of foreigners, stateless one, out of the foreigners, most of them are undocumented parents. I gave you figures of foreigners in Sabah in the past decades. Official figure always saying about 100,000 undocumented foreigners. Government acknowledged there are about 100,000 undocumented foreigners. This is next to one NBD, one Borneo. In KK, this is the biggest concentration of them. The second one is Numba, behind UMS. This is KK alone, you know. I've been there many times. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a briefing about the foreigners' number in Sabah, where they are, and all this. Thank you very much.